Alright, boys and girls, I just realized I probably should have given you two of these, but I also just realized, remember that you are working in graph paper and you can make your own coordinate graph. So we want our x-axis, we want 13, okay? Start with 0, and remember, not remember, but label the lines. Those are our numbers. It's not like Battleship where we have the voids, the in-betweens. We go with the lines. Go to 13 on your x-axis, and then go to 13 on your y-axis. Okay? And what I want you, when you're done with that, I'm going to give you 4 coordinates, and I want you to plot that, please. Okay? So we have 4, 2, and that's plot A, and we have 11, 2, and that is that I? Okay, then 11, 12, that is E, and then finally we have 4, 12, and that is going to be U. So why don't you take some time and plot those 4 points. I will plot those as well, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to do with those. I should also tell you that you should connect the dots if you haven't already. So plot it, connect the dots. Well, pause the video, connect the dots. There we go. Hopefully, boys and girls, when you're done plotting and connecting the dots, it looks like this, not you look like this. Now, the one thing to remember, boys and girls, is that I can make these dots in any order. If I want to, like I made one here, here, and then I did this one, and then I did this one. Now, the secret, though, is that you can't connect them in any order, because you could go or whatever. You want to make sure that you made the rectangle. And the reason why we make the rectangle is because we're going to figure out, we want to figure out the lengths of one of these sides. Okay, so let's say I'm determining the area. Okay, and when we look at that, what we want to do to determine the size is we look at either we're going to compare our x's, or we're going to compare our y's. And I probably should have used a different color for that one, just because so it makes a little bit more sense. But we're going to compare our x's and we're going to compare our y's. So to determine our, let's say we're going to call this our length. Okay? To determine our length, we're going to take our largest, okay, our largest x value, which is 11, and we're going to subtract our least, which is 4. So 11 less 4 is going to give us 7. So this is a length of 7 units. From A to I, 7 units. If I want, and I don't trust my math, I can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. Now, for the width, or the height, or depending upon whatever we want to call it, we want to take our largest, okay, which is 12, and subtract our least, which is 2. Or we can think of it as max minus min, okay? And the same thing we did here. We did max minus min. And that's going to give us our range, or that's going to give us our distance. So 12 less 2 is going to give us 10 units. And just to check, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And that's just one way to do that. Now, I can take this information now, and I can determine the area. Now, if I wanted to, and I had a lot of time on my hands, I could I can count every one of these, 7, or I can just take 10 times 7. Oops, I probably should put my multiplication in the right spot here. 10 times 7, and I'm going to get 70 units squared. And that would be the area of this rectangle. Okay? So that's one of the things that we can do with coordinate graphs. All right? Now, the other thing we can do, and pause while I pull up a map here. Alright, so we need this map, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this up a little bit so I have a little bit more room with the map here. And when we look at this map, basically think of this as a map of a street. Okay? And I want to find a way to get from my house, okay, my house to the grocery store. And I want us to find the shortest route possible. This is my house, and I want to go to the supermarket. Now, the weird thing is when we're working with coordinate graphs, we really can't go diagonally, okay? At least not in terms of thinking of this as a map, okay? We have to think about this as we going on streets. So what is the quickest, the shortest route to get from my home to the supermarket? Now, ideally, we'd have to think of, you know, I could go just straight down and over, and that would be, I guess it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It would be 11 blocks, okay? So the shortest route, I believe, would be 11 blocks. If someone can find a shorter route that is still going on the roads and not just saying, hey, look, Mr. Winkleman, whoop, that's the shortest route there is. Yes, I know, but we can't go that way. But can you go, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that's 11 blocks. If I go the other way, is that going to be the same? Is there a way that we can make it shorter than 11 blocks? Okay? But when I think about this, when I think about going my 11 blocks, I have to think about it in terms of direction. So if I think about my cardinal directions of north, south, east, and west, I would go south 4 blocks, and then west 7 blocks. Okay? Depending upon if I want, I could also, and let's just use, I could also go west first and then south, or I could go south 1, I could go like that, I could go whoop, 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 like there's lots of different ways, but it's important in terms of figuring out what's the most direct route. Okay? Now, as a challenge problem, boys and girls, I'd like you to think how many different, if you have some time, I'd like you to think what's the shortest route to get to from the cafe, or how you can get to the cafe to the middle school. Okay, cafe to middle school. Going only 5 blocks. Okay? How many different routes can you take? So this would be 1 route. This would be 2 routes. How many different combinations can you come up with? That's my challenge problem for you. If you get this, I will have a fabulous prize for you. But you have to show me what, you have to show me like whatever the drawings might be. Okay? And that would be due tomorrow for a fabulous prize. Oh, by the way, that's also the end of the video.